Psychology facts about human behavior that will blow your mind. Much of the female orgasm centers around the nerve endings located not deep within, but right at the surface of the vulva. This revelation underscores that penetration is not the be-all and end-all of sexual pleasure for women. In light of this, it's no surprise that sex toys, such as vibrators, have gained prominence in the intimate lives of many across the globe. For instance, Iceland leads the charge in vibrator use during foreplay, closely followed by the British and Norwegians. Women generally need longer stimulation to reach orgasm, often around 20 minutes, though some can achieve orgasm in just 30 seconds of self-stimulation. According to the American Sociological Association, the most intense sexual experiences often occur with a loved partner. Interestingly, men who actively share in household chores tend to have more frequent sexual encounters. The United States enforces more laws regulating sexual behavior than all European nations combined, with specific bans on sex toys in states like Alabama, and unusual prohibitions like the bans on flirting in San Antonio, Texas, oral sex in Indiana, and even sleeping naked in Minnesota. Moving across the globe, the acceptance of oral sex varies significantly. While some cultures integrate it as a natural part of sexual arousal, others view it with disdain or moral repugnance, particularly in certain regions of the Western world, parts of Asia, and the South Pacific. Contrastingly, in some parts of Africa, oral sex is seen as highly unnatural. The narrative shifts when we consider the societal rules and legalities that govern sexual behavior. The United States, for example, has an intricate tapestry of laws regulating sexual activities far more than all European countries combined. Alabama stands out with its ban on sex toys. San Antonio, Texas, prohibits flirting. Indiana bans oral sex, and Minnesota declares sleeping naked as illegal. Amid these regulations, research highlights intriguing aspects of sexual relationships. According to the American Sociological Association, the most profound sexual experiences are often linked with emotional connections, such as being in love. Interestingly, men who participate in household chores tend to have more active sex lives. Our exploration wouldn't be complete without delving into the complexities of human sexual response. For many women, reaching orgasm is not a swift process. It often requires prolonged stimulation, averaging around 20 minutes. However, this varies widely, with some capable of achieving orgasm in mere seconds through self-stimulation. The impact of cultural norms and personal preferences on sexual practices cannot be overstated. From the varying attitudes towards foreplay and the legal intricacies that govern sexual expressions, to the deep-seated beliefs that shape sexual behaviors, each element contributes to the rich mosaic of human sexuality. Remember, understanding these differences not only enriches our knowledge but also fosters a deeper appreciation and respect for the diverse ways people explore and express their sexuality across the world. Sexual satisfaction isn't just a matter of physical interaction, but is deeply influenced by psychological well-being and the dynamics of a relationship. For instance, the American Sociological Association found that having sex with someone you are in love with significantly enhances the sexual experience. This could be due to the emotional bond that amplifies physical pleasure. Sexual satisfaction isn't just a matter of physical interaction, but is deeply influenced by psychological well-being and the dynamics of a relationship. For instance, the American Sociological Association found that having sex with someone you are in love with significantly enhances the sexual experience. This could be due to the emotional bond that amplifies physical pleasure. Discussions about sex, health, and wellness are increasingly prominent. Studies have shown a curious link between domestic chores and sexual frequency. It seems that partners who share responsibilities like housework report higher satisfaction and engagement in their sexual lives. This might reflect deeper principles of fairness and mutual respect translating into intimate realms. Around the world, cultural taboos and legal constraints significantly shape sexual behavior. In many parts of the United States, antiquated laws still regulate personal behaviors, from banning the sale of sex toys in some states to outlawing specific sexual acts. These laws not only reflect the diverse moral landscapes across regions, but also impact how individuals explore their sexuality within the confines of the law. Looking globally, the approach to sex varies widely. In parts of Europe, sex toys and adult entertainment are more openly discussed and integrated into sexual culture, reflecting a more liberal attitude towards pleasure. On the other hand, in more conservative societies, such discussions can be taboo, and practices like oral sex are sometimes viewed with moral disdain. Touching is the top indicator of sexual interest for both genders, and many men find sexual assertiveness in a partner particularly appealing. Conversely, heavy makeup is often seen as the least attractive trait by about 75% of men. Foreplay is not just physical, it can be enriched through a sensual environment featuring appealing colors, flowers, candles, and music. Foreplay is essential for most women to achieve orgasm, with only about 30% capable of doing so through intercourse alone. Interestingly, while the duration needed to reach orgasm varies widely, the orgasm duration itself is quite similar across genders. Innovation in sexual health, such as the development of vibrators and other sex toys, has also played a crucial role in enhancing sexual pleasure and satisfaction. These tools have helped individuals and couples explore new dimensions of pleasure, often transforming their sexual experiences. Notably, Icelanders, British, and Norwegians lead in integrating such technologies into their intimate lives, suggesting a cultural openness to exploration and enhancement of personal pleasure. Sexuality is a complex interplay of biological, psychological, and social factors. From the nerve endings that enhance pleasure to the societal norms that define acceptable behavior, each element contributes to the tapestry of human sexual expression. As we continue to explore and understand these layers, we pave the way for a more open, inclusive, and satisfying sexual culture worldwide. During intimate encounters, men often report a series of orgasms, with diminished semen volume over successive orgasms occurring within a short period, sometimes less than 40 minutes. Non-genital orgasms have been documented under the influence of psychedelic drugs and following gender transition surgeries. Orgasmic facial expressions often resemble those of pain, which may be due to the activation of similar brain regions. Scientists remain puzzled over how the brain distinguishes between pain and pleasure. Foreplay, which may include acts like kissing, touching, talking, and teasing, is a crucial precursor to sex, tailored to the preferences and beliefs of the individuals involved. A recent study in Australia found that women are often more stimulated by the anticipation of foreplay than by the sex act itself. Men typically spend about 11 minutes on foreplay, though many women would prefer it to last closer to 19 minutes. The duration of orgasms, while variable in the lead-up, averages 18 seconds for women and 22 seconds for men. Sexual satisfaction can also be influenced by the perception of effort and emotional investment. For instance, men who perceive their partners as orgasmic during sex report higher satisfaction levels, despite frequent discrepancies in mutual awareness of each other's climax, contributing to the so-called orgasm gap. Post-orgasm, the release of antidiuretic hormone makes it difficult to urinate immediately afterward, although it is recommended to do so to prevent urinary tract infections. Various legal and cultural restrictions reflect the diverse attitudes towards sexual practices worldwide. For example, some U.S. states have peculiar laws like banning the sale of sex toys or specific sexual acts. In contrast, other cultures have prohibitions that extend to behaviors like flirting or public nudity. The perception of sex toys varies widely, with some regions embracing their use as part of a healthy sexual lifestyle, while others view them as taboo. Understanding sexual health and pleasure also extends into the physiological and emotional responses involved in sexual activities. Studies have shown that good sexual health can contribute significantly to overall physical health. For instance, regular sexual activity can lower the risk of heart diseases, boost immunity, and improve mental health by reducing stress and enhancing emotional connections between partners. Sexual arousal and orgasm involve a complex interplay of neurology and physiology. During orgasm, several areas of the brain are activated, including those involved in emotion, pleasure, and pain, which can sometimes lead to the curious mix of expressions that might resemble discomfort. These moments release hormones like oxytocin and prolactin, which not only promote bonding and relaxation but also have pain-relieving properties. The benefits of a fulfilling sex life extend beyond the immediate pleasure, contributing to long-term wellness. For example, the release of endorphins and other feel-good hormones during sexual activity can have an antidepressant effect. Moreover, the physical exertion involved in sexual activity can be a form of exercise, contributing to better physical fitness and cardiovascular health. Cultural and societal norms heavily influence perceptions and practices surrounding sex. In many parts of the world, discussions about sexual practices and preferences are still taboo, which can lead to misinformation and the perpetuation of stereotypes. Educational efforts that promote a deeper understanding of sexual health, respectful communication, consent, and mutual satisfaction are essential in overcoming these barriers. Bigger, larger penises were only more attractive on taller men with narrow hips and broad shoulders. Approximately 80% of American men are circumcised. Studies show that women who orgasm through vaginal stimulation were pickier about penis size than other women. The smallest natural human penis ever recorded was 58 of an inch. The signal to ejaculate does not come from a man's brain, rather it is sent from his spinal cord. Most men report that the underside of the glands and the underside of the shaft, the most sensitive to sexual pleasure, followed by the upper side of the glands. Vibrators are not just for vaginas, they work on penises too and can even help men with spinal cord injuries ejaculate. For this treatment, a medical vibrator is held against the underside of the head of the penis. The penis is actually almost twice as long as men think they are. This is because half of the penis is inside the body. The root of the penis is inside the pelvis and attached to the pubic bone. In fact, an erect penis is shaped like a boomerang. Like, comment, and subscribe for more from the wisdom of psychology.